It's the year 2023. My daughter was born this year. It's the same year that we traded for Christian McDaddy McCaffrey, who is rocking the number 23 jersey, by the way. It just so happens to also be the 2023 NFL season. Few of my followers have let me know that 2 times 3, 23, is in fact 6. The 49ers are on their quest for their 6th Lombardi trophy. Is this a coincidence? I don't think so. This is the year, baby. Our boys are coming off an absolute beatdown of the Dallas Cowboys, despite what Micah Parsons said.
George Kittle had 3 touchdowns on us, and he posted this thing to IG. He said, F Dallas. I just feel like he's making it way more personal than it had to be. Kittle's my guy, but I'm going to say this. Laugh now, cry later.
That team made it personal. They make it personal every single year. He continues to run his mouth on his podcast, which I guess I'm doing exactly the same thing right now. So go off, King. But keep Kittle's name out your mouth. Keep the entire 49ers squad out your mouth unless you figure out how to stop them from running a truck over your asses in the regular season and the playoffs. Keep them out of your mouth. Purdy's 13-0 in games where he's played at least 3 quarters. That's insane. Yet, baby boy still has haters. His football IQ is up here. Everybody else just wants clickbait. They want engagement. They overlook the greatness. They don't see that this is friggin' Joe Montana in the making, except it's not because it's Brock Purdy. I don't like even saying, oh, he's the next. No. He is the Brock Purdy. He just beat Dak Prescott and the Cowboys twice. He's supposed to be considered, Dak, I'm saying, is supposed to be considered a top 5, top 10 quarterback. Nah, we need to reassess and start supporting the narrative that MV Purdy really is that dude. Anyway, enough about dim not so boys. Look, we've got a potential trap game matchup with the Browns. You know how it is. We have these games that come about and they're like, oh yeah, we should win. They don't have this guy. They don't have that guy. Blah, 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 blah. I'm looking at this game as one of those where like maybe we sleep on them a bit. I still believe in our guys. I don't think they're going down just yet. There's no Nick Chubb. There's potentially no Deshaun Watson, which I'm okay with. These kind of games are ones that get me hyped, because we never know how they're going to go. We could run a whole friggin' train on them. They could be obliterated. It could be amazing to watch. It could also be one of those sleepy games that we're like, oh, okay, this could have been a highlight pack. Grab your Scooby snacks and let's go to the dog pound. It is Browns week, baby.
Let's go.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Cryssy, and this is Crystal Ballin, a weekly show in which I preview the 49ers schedule by interviewing analysts from the opposing team with a sprinkle of spicy start and sit suggestions for your fantasy lineups too. This week, no, I'm not doing that though. We're going right to the FanDuel same game parlay because the girl that I'm interviewing, we're going to get into that in just a moment. She's a FanDuel expert, so we're not going to even bother with the fantasy football. We're going to just go straight to the same game parlay. Whether you're watching on YouTube or listening on Spotify, I appreciate the hell out of you. Let's get into it. I'm not going to lie. This game does not make me sick to my stomach. I'm not throwing up. I'm not worried about the Cleveland Browns. In fact, I don't even have any hate in my heart for these guys. My favorite cousin of all time, shout out Fino, is a Browns fan. We're okay with it. Bang, bang, Niner gang all the way. But Browns fans are okay. We're all good with it. I always like Johnny Manziel. Baker Mayfield was one of those guys that I'm like, maybe. Myles Garrett, absolute dog. Okay, little story time. So I made friends with a lot of the Cleveland fans while I was doing my thing on Twitter. I, pour my little heart and soul out there every game day. And so I followed a few names who I looked up to in this industry, a lot of them being females, a lot of them being Browns fans. My next guest being one of them. Actually, she's the main one. Her tweets were always viral. She is authentically herself in a male-dominated industry. And my favorite part about her is that she never backs down from assholes on the internet. She makes them look ridiculous, stupid. Why did they even tweet that? I've fallen in love with her passion for sports and for being unapologetically herself. She's now hustling hard for FanDuel. She's one half of the Unsportsmanlike Conduct Pod, and she's truly the queen of Cleveland sports. Everybody, please give a mini cheer to Gabb Goudy. What's up?
Hello. Hey, thanks for having me on.
Thank you so much for joining me. I am so excited to talk to you about the Browns. And actually, it's just like a dream of mine to talk to you in general. So thank you for joining me on this podcast.
Yeah, definitely.
So before we get into the game, I just want to kind of get to know about your journey and everything. I've seen the tweets. You have your degree in biochemistry, which is insane. You've even worked as a chemist, if people didn't know that about you. But in your spare time, you started making content about sports. So that's amazing. What, I guess, was the changing point in order to get you over to the sports side and saying goodbye to the scrubs?
Well, at first I was just doing it for fun, because we all like to talk about our sports teams. And social media is a great place to put your opinions about it. Sometimes it's great, sometimes not, but you know how it goes. But I was just literally talking about my teams, because at work I didn't have people to talk about that with. We have nothing in common. And my girlfriends, like, I love them, but I'm not going to sit there and talk to them about things that they aren't interested in. So just for a way for me to talk about something that I was passionate about, put my opinions out there, have fun talking about it. And people started following it, interacting. People started reaching out, asking me if I ever thought about doing this as a career. And I was like, no, that's just like so weird. Why would I do that as a career? This is my job.
Yeah.
So I started working with FanDuel part-time while I was still doing my science stuff. And it worked out. It worked with them. It worked for me. And then we decided, hey, let's actually try this. And it's been awesome ever since.
Was there something specific that you did that kind of pushed you fully into it?
Like a specific moment where I was like, oh, this is really cool. Or
I think either a video, moment, whatever.
I think when Odell retweeted one of my tweets, I got like 2,000 followers. I was like, oh my God, that's crazy. It was
I remember seeing that.
It was his first game here. And it was just a video of him standing on the sideline. It wasn't even game. I think it was just like the scrimmage. They do that scrimmage at the beginning of the year where it's like your team against your team. And he posted it and it was awesome. It was cool. So I appreciate him for that.
And what was it like? So obviously you were working as a chemist before. What was that like?
Boring. I enjoyed it. It was just like, it's the same thing every day. You don't really talk much while you're there. You do a lot of numbers and
This is what it is.
But it takes I respect everybody that's doing that, because it is a lot of hard work to get to that point. Mm-hmm. But man, do I really just enjoy this so much more.
I love it. And we love having you tweeting about the games and like talking about all your opinions and everything. It's amazing. So like, I'm not going to lie. I've obviously looked up to you for a while. Like, you're somebody during the pandemic, especially. I remember seeing you tweet about the Browns and like just sports in general. And I thought, oh my God, like I want to do what she's doing. And like, I started putting myself out there more. And so like, you're somebody that's been my inspiration. Do you have somebody that you look up to in this industry that's kind of been your inspiration as well?
Well, first off, I really appreciate you saying that. I really, truly do. That means a lot, because I feel like during that time, I was also just, we're just posting. We're just trying to do it. And none of us really know what the hell we're doing at any time, but we're doing it and we're making the most of it. But someone that I really admire, Joy Taylor. Yes. I love everything she does, everything she stands for. She is truly outspoken in the best way possible. And she's great.
She's amazing. Looking back on all of the content that you have created, is there a video or even sports take that stands out to you as being something that you're super proud of?
Oh man, I really like my athlete interviews. I feel like a lot of people will have opinions on those. They're like, this isn't real reporting. This isn't that. I'm like, well, I'm not trying to be a real reporter. I'm not trying to give you the same old answers. And I'm sure they're probably tired of it too. One of my favorite ones though, I went to a flag football charity event and I made a video and it was so random. I was asking different guys, if you played in NFL guys, I was asking them if you played in MLB, what would be your walk-up song?
If you played in MLB, what would be your walk-up song?
My walk-up song?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go Dream Chasers, because I'm from Philadelphia.
Dream chaser, keep chasing.
I be feeling like the man when I walk through Rich Home Corn.
I be feeling like the man when I walk through.
What would be my walk-up song?
Yeah.
Hey, oh, let's go. That song right there.
Hey, oh, let's go.
My walkout song, Let the Beat Build, Lil Wayne. Probably not the best walkout song, but that's my song.
That's how you let the beat build, beat build.
If I was in MLB, my walk-up song would be Straightening, Migos.
Yeah, don't not get straightening, but straightening. Hey. Don't not get.
And for some reason, that video has like millions and millions of views. I'm like, oh, wow. Okay, that was cool.
That's a great one. What would be yours if you had a walk-up song?
Now, I would have to be sponsored by Nike first. I'd have to be sponsored by Nike. And then I would do Nikes on My Feet by Mac Miller. And I think that's Joey Votto's.
Okay.
But I like that song.
I like it. I was going to ask you this in a couple questions, but out of all the interviews that you've gotten to do with different athletes and everything, who's your favorite interview that you've had and why?
I think Ozzy Albies. He was so nice to us. He was so funny. He was excited for the things that we were asking. He was just an awesome guy all around.
Amazing. And so you're now working with Bree at FanDuel. You guys host the Unsportsmanlike Conduct Pod. What's the experience been like for you?
Oh, it's so much fun. It's just two girls. We sit there and we voice our opinions in a place where we don't normally get to. And it's more of just like we're on FaceTime talking about sports. That's why I like it the most. And
you guys
nice
have
little
such good
back and
banter
forth.
towards each other. And like, it just feels like, yeah, you've been friends forever. It's really like natural and amazing. If you guys haven't checked it out, go check it out. It's awesome. What's the most, I guess, epic event that you've been able to cover so far?
See, I wish I could say it's something football related, but I think it's MLB All-Star. That was probably my favorite event that I've ever been to.
Yeah.
MLB doesn't do a lot
like?
of things right. You know, they don't do a lot of things right, but they sure do All-Star right. It's so fun. The events are great. The access that you get is really cool. We walked past Shohei Ohtani. That was so sick.
That's amazing. And like, I guess like you've been to a lot of MLB games in general too. Like we'll get back to the football stuff, but
Yeah.
for MLB specifically, what's your favorite stadium that you've been to?
Camden Yards for sure. Camden
Ooh,
Yards is
why?
great. Baltimore, the food is good. The fans are all nice. The drinks are good. And every time I've been there, my team has won. So that's why I like it.
Amazing. Can't ask for more. And then this is something I like to ask all my guests. If you could go for a beer or any kind of beverage that you enjoy, like I like tequila and wine, which I have in this cup right now, with any former or current Browns player, who would it be?
It has to be Odell Beckham Jr. I
Yeah?
think he's one of the coolest people that's ever put on a Cleveland Brown uniform. I know it didn't work out. I wish it did. I wish it would have been better. But I just feel like he's just well-versed in everything. He knows everyone. He knows everything. And I think that'd be a really cool convo and a really cool person to get to know.
What do you think about a situation right now that's going on? I know a lot of people are giving him shit for not being out there and like all the injuries that he's had.
Well, they knew what they were signing up for when they signed him. I thought the contract was outrageous from the start. What is it, $18 million?
For 1 year?
I don't know. Is that how much it was? I might be lying. I might have just threw out. They gave him a lot of money, and I'm like, I don't know who else is going to do that, but I would sign that deal too. Yeah, I'm not surprised that it's happening, but congrats to him for getting the money.
Yeah, get in the bag. He's got like a little boy who's the cutest thing ever, but he's supporting them. Okay, so we're going to shift to the game now. I hate talking about this guy, but I have to do it. How likely is it? And I've seen you tweet about this, but I need your opinion because like I don't follow a lot of Brown stuff. And I've seen that he's day-to-day right now.
He's not going to play. If he plays, I will be so surprised and I will say, I'm sorry that I told you this, but I don't think he's going to play. He hasn't practiced in like 3 weeks almost, 2 weeks. Okay. I don't know how long it's been. He hasn't practiced.
Okay, so obviously, let's say he doesn't play. Let's say, because like I thought for sure he was going to play. For everything I've seen in the Niners, they're like, yeah, he's playing. We're going to beat the shit out of him. Our D, everything, right? But what do you think about, like, is it DTR, right?
Yeah, I don't think he's going to play either.
No? So who the heck's going to play?
It's going to be XFL superstar PJ Walker.
Okay.
I think that's the plan. They don't want to tell us how bad the injury is, I think. I think they're just hiding it. I don't know why they've been doing this for so long. I don't think any of them are on the same page. I think it's just another year of the same disaster that we always see. It's just another year of like a shoulder gate. We went through it with Baker Mayfield.
Yeah.
Now we're going to go through it with Deshaun Watson at a higher price and a lot more baggage. So
yeah, a lot of baggage. And so obviously there's other players that aren't out there as well. Nick Chubb being one of them. He's somebody that like,
Sucks
you know,
so
I witnessed that injury that sucked. Like that's something that kind of hurt. And like we're sending all the vibes for him to heal. So how's it been? Like how have the Browns been able to adjust without him?
Well, I think the offense with him, well, he was carrying the offense, which he always does. I don't know. Their offense has just been looking like pretty bland. We're okay against the Titans, but the Titans defense is not good. So like take that for what's worth. The Steelers made him look like a mess. So I don't even know the vibe of the offense right now. You don't have your starting quarterback out there. You have your backup running back out there. It's not good. It is not
ideal
good.
too.
No. If you would have told me that the Browns would be starting PJ Walker and Jerome Ford by week 6, I would believe the PJ Walker part. But I wouldn't believe the Jerome Ford part. And I'd be really upset. And
But what are you thinking about Jerome Ford? I feel like he's kind of exceeded some expectations.
No, I think Jerome Ford is great. I think he's done a fine job. I mean, he's not Nick Chubb. There's only so many Nick Chubbs in the world. There's like only a few. You have one. So like there's only so many. There's only so many guys that can do it. But I think Jerome Ford is doing a good job. He's more than serviceable.
Yeah.
Doing better than a lot of other running backs in the league. I mean, it's hard to be a running back. We've seen that all offseason long. But Jerome Ford is fine. He's doing a fine job. The rest, not so much.
No. Okay. So looking at the team, though, is there somebody that kind of sticks out as an underrated player that maybe's gone under the radar for like national media and everything that you're like, okay, this guy deserves a bit more credit?
I think Grant Delpit has done a really great job this season. Safety, he's played phenomenal. The whole defense altogether has been pretty phenomenal. But I think Grant Delpit is finally coming into the player that we thought he was going to be. And even off the field related, he seems like such a great guy. I went to Brown's training camp. He stayed well after everyone was done signing autographs to make sure everybody got an autograph there. He just seems like a genuinely nice guy. And now he's playing up to his potential, and it's cool to see.
He's doing his thing. I love that. And then I guess, so you've been to a lot of games and everything. What's the vibe like when you go? I've seen a lot of the Muni, what is it called? The Muni
lot? Yeah.
Okay, Muni lot. And so what's the vibe like there and like even in the game itself? Despite the team, let's not even worry about how they're playing on the field. What's like the vibe like for tailgaters and everything?
Okay, so at the beginning of the season, it's outrageous. Once it gets towards the end, it's not as much. But like the first couple weeks, it's some of the most fun that you can have. There's DJs everywhere.
Yeah.
People making food everywhere. There's drinks, shots, shot skis, games, like anything that you want, you could find it in that parking lot.
Amazing.
Because these people know how to party. If we can't win a football game, we can win the tailgate.
I respect it. Do you go to every single game when they're in town?
No, I don't go to every single game. I really just don't want to spend my money.
Yeah.
Like to watch that. And I know it's so sad to say as a fan, but like, I'm really tired of it. Now, if someone offers me to go, I'll go.
Yeah.
But I'll go to the tailgate and then I'll go watch somewhere else. And that way I can watch. Yeah, like I'll go tailgate.
Okay.
That's what a lot of people do. You'll walk down. It's like I live close by. I'll walk down, go there with a few of my friends. We'll get breakfast, go to the Muni lot, and then we'll go watch somewhere else because we can watch more football instead of just that football. Yeah.
That's such a move. I didn't even think about that. It's amazing.
Pretty fun.
Oh, okay. I've also seen you throw like a mean fucking football.
Thanks.
So, like, I've honestly, like, that's something I've seen come up a lot and everything. Do you play in your spare time, or is that just something that you're just naturally good at?
No. I've never played. Just tried to. I played softball.
Yeah. Okay.
That translates a little bit over to that. Like at least there's the throwing motion. No, but I've never played any sort of football. I don't think I would ever want to get hit, even if it's flag football. I don't want to.
Yeah, flag can be. I had a concussion in flag, and it was not fun.
Yeah,
I mean,
see?
okay, at this point though,
competitive. I'm not very competitive. Mm-mm.
Really? Okay.
No.
Because you'd think like your tweets and everything, you seem like a competitive person. You know,
I'd like to be right, but I just
go hand in hand.
If we're playing like a game, if it's like a card game or playing a game outside, and there's some people that just get so competitive, and I'm like, if you want to win, and if that's gonna make your day better, go ahead. You can do it.
Yeah.
I'll let you do it. I'll let you have it.
Okay, so I have to ask this question because it's something that like it's in our fan base a lot. And I don't know if you've seen it, but like there's a lot of people who are doubting Brock Purdy, right? So like there's like Kyle Brandt is saying he's bought Purdy. He's like this AI figure, like he's not real. There's people in our fan base that are like, no, like he's not, he's nothing. Like he's you know, he's gonna be disheveled by this defense. He's gonna be torn apart by the Cowboys, whatever it may be. Like he's proven a lot of people wrong. I think he's like 13-0 when he starts at least 3 quarters. Like he's doing his thing. So your unbiased opinion matters to me because like your opposing team, everything, you're not like in it like I am with the Niners. What are your honest thoughts on Brock Purdy?
I like Brock Purdy. I think he's done a phenomenal job. I mean, you can't ask for much more. I get the argument that people are saying, but I just really hate hypotheticals.
Yeah.
Because I hate when people say, if you didn't have this player, you wouldn't be good. That's the whole point of having those players. Maybe your team should have went out and traded for them or signed someone, or like they should have gotten better players. That's all I can say. It's not his fault that he's set up around people that are going to help him win.
Yeah.
No, I think he's done a great job. He does what he needs to do, and he doesn't do things wrong. I think he's fine.
And what do you think your defense needs to do to stop him?
Well, I'm more worried about the running part, to be honest. So
CMC, yeah.
yeah, because we are not like we can't. The running, we did hold Derrick Henry to small yards, but I feel like Derrick Henry's kind of, it's like up and down.
Pushing it.
You don't know what's going to happen at this point. I mean, he's still great, but it's not Christian McCaffrey. And that's what I'm worried about. And that's why I think it's going to go bad.
Okay, so I'm handing you the game ball now. I need to know what are your Gabb's three keys to getting the dub over San Francisco on Sunday.
Shoot. Okay. 3 keys to getting a win for the Cleveland Browns. Score more points. Okay. Have your offense score more points than the 49ers defense. Seems simple to say. Sometimes it's not.
Yeah.
First. Do not turn the ball over. That continues on with that one, but that's the main one we seem to have an issue with. And 3, no Christian McCaffrey touchdowns the first week.
I think it's going to be his 15th week in a row if he gets it.
Yeah. Now, those are things that I think that they need to do for it to happen, but I don't see more than one of those happening. So I don't really know.
It'll be a fun game to watch regardless, right? Like I was saying this to a couple of people. I went to the NFL London game this past weekend and people were like, oh, like, you guys have all these, opponents coming up, blah, 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 blah. And like, they didn't think we were going to beat the Cowboys. And then some people were like, I don't know about the Browns. It's a trap game. And like, I kind of
know that's what everybody says. Everybody's been saying.
Yeah. You don't know. Like, you guys have a chance. These are games that it's like, you never know, right? PJ Walker could be like, yeah, look at me. XFL.
So I would like to see PJ Walker succeed, even if it's not a win. I want to see him do well.
Yeah. He seems like a good dude.
I just don't like the other guy.
I know. I don't either.
Yeah.
We're not going to get into that. I don't want this to be about that, but that's fine. Okay, so I usually ask people that come on about like their fantasy football start sit suggestions, but because like you're doing your thing with FanDuel, I want like a spicy same game parlay from you. What are you going to rock with for this matchup?
Whatever the line is, take it for the 49ers and then put a couple more points on there, which it started at 3.5. And I've been saying it's going to move. It's going to move. It started at 3.5 and now it was at 6.5 when I took a nap. So I don't know what it's at now. It might be more. Let me look and see. Christian McCaffrey, maybe 2 touchdowns. Let's do 2.
Okay. Let's do 2.
That feels spicy because I had Kittle for 2 the last game.
You did?
Yeah.
Because he had 3.
Some guy posted it. Well, because I was asking people if someone scores 2 touchdowns, I'll buy someone a jersey, whoever they say. And someone replied to me and they're like, it's Kittle. It's got to be Kittle. It's going to be him. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go with you because like you've convinced me. And I did it. So
you owe this guy a jersey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whatever.
So we'll take 49ers in the points, 2 touchdowns from McCaffrey, and whatever his rushing yards are, maybe just bump it up to 100. I don't know. I just don't see it being good.
No, you think we're gonna run a train on you guys?
I think it's gonna be really bad. I think it's gonna get really bad. I don't know. I watched what happened when we played the Ravens.
Right.
Wasn't good. Joku, I don't think he's gonna play this week.
Yeah.
He was the only one that did a damn thing last time. So
I love him. I have him on a couple teams.
Yeah, he's like, I don't think he's gonna play because did you see about his like burns?
Oh no, I did see that in his thing that
and I think when it initially happened, they were just like fresh, and I think it's in a phase right now where they're like scabbed. And if you like, I think it's bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't think he can do that right now.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah.
So he kind of was like overzealous and went out there maybe when he shouldn't have.
Yeah. I think because it was just like new and they weren't in like the healing stage yet. He felt like he could do it, but now probably not so much.
Okay. All right.
It's kind of like gross to think about, but that's what we're dealing with right now.
Good.
But what about you? What do you think is going to happen?
Okay. So I feel like it's funny. Every week that I've said Kittle's going to go off, he hasn't. And then last week I'm like, oh, it's going to be like CMC heavy game. And then Kittle went off. So like, I feel like I'm really wrong with everything I say, but I have this weird feeling that it's going to be one of those games that we're giving it to guys that normally don't get the ball. I think they're going to save Christian a little bit. I don't think they're going to run him as much because like we've got Philly down the pipeline and like they're the guys that like I think we're really worried about. And like it being one of those games, like I said, a trap game for us. I think that we're going to be a little more sleepy on this one. We're not going to be like, guns a-blazing. We're not going to come out there with everything we have. So part of me thinks it's going to be like a Ronnie Bell game, which is one of our guys we just picked up. I think that he could get a spicy little touchdown in there. I also think that Brandon Ayuk's going to go off, which I feel like after his injury, like last week he looked really good, but I think this is going to be a big game for him. Maybe a Debo game. I know people are like, when's Debo going to go off? Like he's just, I wouldn't draft him. I don't know. I feel like he's utilized very differently than like he used to be as the wide back. So like I don't trust starting him every week, but like I think it's a Brendan Ayuk and Ronnie Bell game. So we'll see.
Yeah, I like that. I just feel like it's gonna be an everybody game.
Yeah.
Because I think you're gonna get the ball. You're gonna get the ball in a good spot a lot because I don't think this offense is going to be able to do it unless I'm proven wrong. I don't think with either quarterback they win.
Dude, we're gonna have fun regardless.
I'm gonna have a great time. I'm gonna watch. I don't know where I'm watching. I'm just probably. I've been going to this. So we have this golf simulator place that they just made downtown, and they have like a huge bar there, and the food is good, and there's like no one there, and they let you sit on a couch and put on like 4 different TVs for football. And it's been great. It's been great going there. So maybe there, maybe my couch, maybe that couch.
Perfect.
Somewhere where I can watch multiple games.
Oh, awesome. Okay, so I have one last question for you, and this is not really football related. It's more just like inspirational question I like to like end off on because this is my thing. So I wanted to know, okay, you've obviously dealt with like internet trolls. I have too. I've dealt with a lot of shit that like I have everybody on mute. If they don't follow me and I don't follow them, like I don't see their shit, which is amazing. It's blissful. It's everything. And I'd argue that because we're female, we have like a bigger magnifying glass over us with everything that we do. Every second, we tweet, whatever we say, even this, somebody's going to watch this and be like, you said this. Like everybody's always coming at me. So like for yourself, if you could go back and I guess talk to your younger self and like give yourself any kind of advice to, keep going and get to where you are today, what would you say to yourself to kind of hype yourself up and be your own hype woman?
I feel like every time I say something like this, it comes out so corny. Because I hate to be the person, because I feel like I'm just the person that just wants to have fun and to do fun things and is never serious. But that's kind of where I'm going with this. If you're not having fun, why are you doing it? Yeah. Have fun. Enjoy every event that you're going to. Enjoy the times with your friends you're going to the games, all of it, because the people that are saying the things online have a lot of things that are going on with themselves. They're just projecting onto you. They probably want to do the things that we're doing. They probably want to talk to the people that we're talking to, and they want to be able to live the way that we are. And if we're not having fun, what's the point of doing it? If I'm not having a good time, why am I doing it?
I love that. Honestly. And that's the thing. At the end of the day, like I let a lot of that shit affect me for a very long time.
Yeah.
I have a daughter and I'm like, I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah. I don't know. I get what you're saying, because I feel like before everything was just anxiety about everything I would do, nervous, this and that. But I truly don't care. If I'm having a good time, why does it matter? And if like the things that people are mad about are so useless anyways.
I know. Like, but you know what? You do such a good job at shutting them up, which is amazing. Like I
probably shouldn't say half the things that I do, but I do it. I mean,
but you're yourself.
If they want to talk, I'll talk back, I guess. I don't have anything going on right now. Might as well.
I love it, honestly. And that's why I started following you. And like to any of my Niners fans, like if you don't follow this girl, go fucking follow her right now because she's amazing. But yeah, like thank you for everything. Thank you for coming on this. I'm sorry.
Yeah, definitely. Oh my God. No, I've had a blast.
Where can everybody go and follow you on socials?
Okay, you guys can follow me. It's any platform that you want to find me on, basically, at gabb goudy, GABBGOUDY. I'm on there, probably talking shit. Maybe talking shit about your team. Definitely not talking shit about the 49ers because they win me money. But no, that's where you guys can find me.
Amazing. Have they won you a lot of money this year?
Oh my gosh, I won so much money on Sunday. I had George Kittle first touchdown. Right. That was like $100. And then I had him for the 2 touchdowns, and that was like $70. And then I had him for 2 touchdowns. Brock Purdy, 3 think it was 3 passing touchdowns.
Yeah.
George Kittle over receptions in 49ers to win. And then I won like $240 from that. And it was awesome.
yeah.
It was so much fun.
Oh, and this is all on FanDuel, by the way. Like FanDuel has all these fun little same game parlays. Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
I need to get on that. Like they are not in Italy right now.
Right.
So I'm not able to bet, which kind of sucks, but I'm going back to Vancouver for a little visit soon. And I'm hoping I can get on that shit. Okay, so perfect. Thank you everyone for tuning in to Crystal Ballin. Next week, we've got the Vikings. You like that? I legit think that these guys are frauds because they've honestly not given me anything to go on that they're not. But I have an amazing Minnesota fan coming on. He's an analyst. He's a fitness motivator. He's everything. Can you guys guess who my next guest is? All right. I love you guys. And as always, I'm wishing you all the good vibes and everything for your fantasy wins this season. Peace.